Hey guys, my name is Octavia with TheirFightStory, and I have with us Perrin, a professional fighter, and he is going to touch base and tell us a little bit more about himself. Jay?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
How is the COVID-19 treating you?
My Lord, I don't know what to do. I'm just out of words at this point. You're either arguing with people about what people should do, or you're stuck in your house, and I'm getting, people getting fat. It's just a nightmare everywhere, So.
Well, I'm definitely getting fat. That's for sure for me. I'm not okay with it, but
No. 30 days, and that's just not okay for me,
Yeah, no, it's not. How have you been handling? Because before the COVID, the stay-at-home order happened, you were scheduled to fight for Cage Titans. So how that all go? I mean, obviously you didn't fight, but
yeah, that whole thing was kind of difficult for me because it would have been my second professional title defense, and if I had fought and I won because I planned on it, I would have probably been negotiating for a UFC contract right now, or already had done that.
Yeah.
So it kind of kicked in the nuts because when your dream is like right within reach, and then something like this happens that's completely out of your control, it's like a weird feeling because you know that there's nothing you can do about it. It's not within your power, but it still sucks because you work really hard, and just for it to be torn asunder at the last second, and then with the amount of uncertainty that everything has with this, I don't know when I'll fight again, really. So it just kind of sucks because it seemed like my goal was within reach, and now it's just I have no idea when I'll be able to reach that goal. So it's been frustrating. I'm a little sad about it, but I'm trying to take it with stride and just know that I pulled out of the fight of my own accord just because I knew everything that was going down. The fight wasn't going to get booked. And it wasn't the right message to send. So I just decided with everything going on, and it turned out that I was right, that things got really, really bad. And it just sucks, but I guess we did the right thing in the end, so I can't be too upset about it.
No, definitely not. How have you ever followed up with everything with the Contender Series? You know how it was a unanimous decision, but Dana White said that you won.
Yeah.
So from there, has anything changed? I mean,
you know what? I went into like a huge depression after that fight because even every fighter. I mean, maybe just for me. Even when I win and it's over, I get really depressed just in general because for fighters it's weird. You're treated almost like a demigod, of like a Greek hero, or like you're in the Colosseum. When people look at you in the cage, you're not a normal person, and then it just goes away. So I went to the Contender Series, and I still get like little looks, and people recognize me online and stuff like that. And Dana White says I won. That's like a running joke that I say. But it sucks because to know that you did better and got screwed is almost worse than just flat out losing. I thought that things would have doors would have opened up because of that, and they just didn't. I thought I would get sponsorships and be able to train more without having like a job to do so, or pay my bills, or things like that, and they just didn't come. And it hurt. It sucked because I thought that I did well enough to make a name for myself, and it just didn't work out. So for a few months, I actually got really fat. I had boobs, so I ate my way into a stupor. And then I realized, I had a big epiphany that I thought that the world owed me something for this, and it didn't. And I got back on my horse eventually, but that one was really hard. It's still kind of hard. It stings for sure because I'm the king of the split decision. I really am. I'm 9-4, but I really should be 12-1, and that sucks. So yeah, it's been tough, but it was a great experience. I'm glad that happened, and I'll make my way back there again eventually, whenever this should clear up, I guess.
Now, how do you handle everything with the depression? Because you say after your fights you go into this depression. What do you do to help you deal with it and get through it?
I honestly, at first, I don't handle it well. I isolate like everybody else does. I'm quiet. I eat too much. I do reckless things that I shouldn't, and I know that they're impulsive and they hurt me. It's only until I can get back into the gym and doing what I love to do. Now, for me, that's the gym and training and getting that. That's my outlet. That's for me. As soon as I get back into the gym, I start to feel better and I become myself again. But other than that, my coping mechanisms aren't great. I try and stay as positive as I can, but it's really hard. So nobody called me. But yeah, it's just really hard to get back up on your horse, especially right after win or lose. I call it battle depression, because for me, I always have this talk in my mind how a fight should be. In my heart, I want a fight that's, I want blood all over me. I want the war. I want the person that's going to bring the best out of me out. And sometimes when I go in there and I just stomp people, it's actually disappointing to me because I wanted something more. I wanted to be pushed to the point where I just show everything I have. So I guess I don't cope with it very well at first, but once I can find the way back to the gym, then I get better as time goes on.
How long do you have between, like, after the fight and the time that you go back to the gym? Is it a week? Is it 2 weeks? A couple days?
It really depends. I've gotten better over time. It used to be like a month, which is so bad. And my last fight, I got right back into the gym like a week later, just because I let my body rest. I think a lot of fighters do this whole right back in the gym thing, and our bodies already go through enough. And I like to give my body rest, because if I don't, I'm only 26 years old. I don't want to be 35 and have a limp and can't do what I want to do because I just didn't give myself enough time. So I make myself rest. So I sit and I just wait and I eat the stuff that I want to do, that I want to eat. And about a week and a half is when I aim to get back. That's usually my goal. I don't always meet it. It depends on where I am in my head. But usually I try and get it within the first 2 weeks of the fight.
Now, are you also, for some reason I thought you were a trainer, like a title boxing trainer?
I am indeed.
Okay. So what is it, how do you use that to, like, so while you're training people, how do you combine that into your own, because if you're having your fight camp and, you know what I mean, you have to be focused, you have to do all that, how do you incorporate everything?
It keeps me in the gym. It keeps me technique focused, and coaching has actually helped me with my own technique and how critical I am of myself.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not teaching it correctly, then they're not going to do it correctly, and that's just something that I can't do. I need somebody. If I have my name on it, I need it to be good. So coaching actually helps my mind think about fighting more and how I should be doing things more. Because if I can't do it, how am I going to teach it type thing? So in the camps, being a personal trainer, being able to hold mitts for people and see different techniques and play with them with people that aren't as experienced with me is actually really helpful to my fight IQ and how I can apply things to my own game. So it actually coincides with everything. Everything kind of goes hand in hand. So yeah, I would say that actually coaching really helps me with my camps because it keeps me in the tunnel, if that makes sense.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
So you said you've had 9-4 fights?
Yeah.
Yes. Out of all your fights, which is the one that either just sticks out more in your head? Like that you're more, like, either you're more proud of or one that you wish you could have done better, or...
My last one. The last one I wish I could have done better. I watched that tape. I'm not really happy with it. But there was my two Bellator fights that I was in. And the one that how I say I should be 12-1. that one loss, it was probably my greatest performance I'd ever had. And there's no tape, and there's no video, there's no pictures. There's both of my Bellator fights. I have no proof that I even was there, other than 2 losses. The first one was BS because the guy was on steroids and I beat him up, and he got the hometown nod. Whatever. The second one, I was in the 3rd round, 80, and it was 3 10-8 rounds. I had broken my right hand and my right foot in the 3rd round. I shot in and I made a mistake, and he ended up guillotining me. But if I had tape of that fight, it would show that I was winning handily and I got caught. So if there was one that I really liked back, it would be that one, just because I was better than that guy. I was beating the hell out of that guy, and I just got caught. So if there was one I'd really like back, it'd be that one.
And who were you fighting in that one?
His name was Hedgebaldo Corvala. He actually, after I was boxing him up the whole time. And what's funny is that after he beat me, beat me by the skin of his teeth, and he went on to, I think, knock somebody out in like 20 seconds in his next Bellator fight. And I watched the fight, and I just got so upset because I'm like, dude, come on, I beat the hell out of this dude. I was just, so yeah, that's tough. But what can you do? I met Glover Teixeira. He gave me a hug after. Yeah, he gave me a hug in the cage. He was like, hey man, you probably won that fight. So what can you do? You take it with stride.
Yeah, I believe I was at your first Bellator fight. Was it Blair Tugman? No.
Blair Tugman, and let me just say that I hate that I lost to a man named Blair Tugman. Let me tell you. I hope that this goes in the video. Blair, change your name. That's awful. Please. But yeah, I don't understand that one. He had to get carried out of the cage, and I lost. I don't know.
But I do have a picture of you at that fight.
Oh yeah, with my hair? That was you. You did take the pictures. You're the only pictures I have from that fight.
Yes, and I remember.
Are you?
I remember. Yes, no, I remember being there, and they were telling me, oh, go backstage so you can interview the fighters and videotape it or something. And I was like, no. I'm like, what about these other fighters? I'm like, I have to take their pictures. Like, somebody else is going to get their interview, and I get it, but who's going to take their pictures? Because for whatever reason, I was like, if I don't take their pictures, nobody's going to take their pictures. Not that I had a really great spot to take pictures, but I still felt like I needed to take your picture.
It was great. Bellator just basically after the TV, stuff was over, basically took all the cameras down, and
yes,
nobody got any. It wasn't just me. Nobody got any pictures of that. So it was like anybody that wasn't on TV just
doesn't exist.
And yeah. That's wrong, man. Because like we all worked really hard for that. You know what I mean? So I even think a couple of Bellator main card fighters came out and said that that's not right. That some of their teammates had fought on the prelim and postlims, and they have nothing to show for it because Bellator just decided that they weren't important enough to film or take pictures of. Yeah. So he was right for that. But I can't change it now. I got 2 solid pictures from AP, and that's all I can get.
Yay! Nice. Before we wrap up, is there anything that you want to share with everybody? Either how to get through this COVID-19, how to get through the fights, or what to expect, or anything like that?
Can I kind of go off for a minute?
Of course. Yeah, it's your spotlight.
I know that. So for me personally, over the whole month, this whole collapse. Remember, my only outlets are the gym and training, and I've lost that completely. And so the last month has been about a mental collapse for me. I have had the toughest time I've ever had in years. Just trying to deal with this day to day. I suffer from a lot of traumas and dissociative identities disorder, and just from things that happened in my life and the way that I cope with them has been taken away from them. And I'm sure that a lot of people are feeling the same way, that they don't really have an answer to deal with what's going on inside. And it's hard, man. I know it's hard, but I feel like everybody's going through it. If you can get out, talk to somebody, anybody that you can. I know that right now is a really dark time for people like us. but you got to stick through it. Find somebody you can talk to. Me personally, I've tried to find. I write in a notebook every day. I try and go outside for a walk. I meditate, and sometimes, I'm in my shower in the fetal position because I don't know what's going to happen to me or what I'm going to be able to do with myself, or if I'll even make it through the quarantine. I've been to some dark places in the last couple of weeks, and it's really scary. And I hope that anybody that feels the same way knows that it can happen to anybody. You're really not alone. I'm a professional champion. I've been doing this forever. The strongest people that you know are probably the ones that are having the hardest times right now. So if you feel like you're alone in how you feel, you're not. We're all there for each other. You just gotta be able to talk about it a little bit. And me being able to talk about it actually helps me a little bit, because if I can get it out, then it's not just all crammed inside. So if anybody watching this is having a hard time with their mental health and they just don't know what to do, my inbox is always open for anybody, stranger, not a stranger. I know what it's like. I've lost so many friends to their own heads and to the noose in their own homes, and I don't want to bury anybody else to their own head. So if you need help, reach out to somebody, even if it's a stranger that you think will understand even a little bit. Please do that, because I know that if I didn't have people to talk to, then I would have jumped off a bridge already. So if you need help, please ask for it, because I know that there are people that will be there for you. If I could give you a hug and not give you the COVID, I would absolutely go do that. I hope that everybody's all right, and if you're struggling, know that my hand is on your shoulder, and I believe in you, and we'll get through it, I promise.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I wanted to touch base on that, but I didn't know how, so I'm really glad that you did. Do you want to share your social media tags so people can contact you, reach you, either for boxing, mental health, or just to say hi?
If you just need to talk to anybody, or if you want to submit sometime or just have a chat, whatever, you can find me on Instagram at killing_joke45. On Facebook, I'm Jason Patrick. On Snapchat, I'm ninjaskills_234. If you need to talk to me, or you just want to ask some questions or poke my brain about fighting, whatever you want to do, I'm bored, and we're obviously not doing anything right now. So I'm open if you just need somebody to talk to or listen, not even talk to, just hear you out on some things. I am more than happy to do that, just because I know what it's like to feel like you've got nothing and nobody. So if you need me, I'm here for you.
Thank you so much. Just remember, you're not alone. You have us on your side too. We're just a click away, a call, whatever you need from us, we're here for you. So don't forget it. You're welcome. And I hope you're free maybe another time this month so we can touch base again about mental health, since it's Mental Health Awareness Month. Awesome.
Anytime you talk about mental health, I'd love to.
Awesome.
It's a big thing for me.
Thank you so much.
Of course.